All right, guys, I had a pretty weird one come into the shop recently. It's a 2002 Toyota RAV4. Vehicle had a misfire code for cylinder 1 and a random cylinder misfire detected code. So I ran an in-cylinder compression test and found the waveform looking like this. I did compare it to cylinder 4. As you can see, this is what the waveform is supposed to look like on a normal running cylinder. You see that the compression is, at about 79.48 psi, so roughly 80 psi, and we have the exhaust valve opening and closing and the intake valve opening and closing as it should before it goes back into the compression stroke. If we look back at cylinder 1, our issue lies right here. So we removed the valve cover to check valve timing to see if that was correct, and what we found was the timing was correct, but one of the valves that we the valve adjustments for valve clearance on the exhaust side was too tight. It measured at 7/1000 of an inch clearance, and the right side exhaust cam load measured 12/1000. Minimum clearance for the exhaust side is specified by Toyota at about 12/1000 of an inch lift. Don't rule out mechanical failures like this. Sometimes, these misfires can be caused when things get hot and the tolerances get even, things expand and those tolerances get even tighter. This is a very weird misfire. Customer had a new engine installed in the car. It was a remanufactured engine, so that's where the failure took place. Is unfortunately the company was who built this engine, they had adjusted the valves incorrectly. To show you what I'm talking about here, we have the valves set in the position we're supposed to check the clearance, and we have a 7/1000 of an inch feeler gauge going in here, and we have just the right amount of drag in that spot. But if we try to put a 12/1000 inch feeler gauge in there, it won't even go in. It goes in on this side. Has about the right amount of drag right there too. We check 7/1000 of an inch on both the intake so what this is going to cause is the valve clearance on this exhaust valve is too tight. It's going to keep that valve open for a longer duration of time as that cam rotates around and opens the valve. Therefore, it basically will change the duration of how this cam is supposed to operate. When it reaches valve overlap and you have both the intake and the exhaust open at the same time, that overlap is going to be extended, and that's what's going to cause this weird unexplained misfire. Well, I shouldn't say unexplained because now it's been pretty explained. All right, have a good one, guys.